Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. It's time for a mini. Thank you so very much for being here. Welcome to my established subscribers. I adore you. And my new subscribers, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy the Soulprint experience. So, sorry for those of you who like to enjoy your morning coffee with me. I'm running a tad late. I was having some computer glitch kind of problems, but I think we've got them all resolved, so we're good to go. So I want to take a look at Hunter Biden for this mini. Things have been heating up around that energy. In fact, as we speak, Merrick Garland is giving testimony in front of the Judiciary Committee. And I think that there's a lot of questions going on, certainly from the Democrats, about, why is Hunter Biden being sort of picked on and why is nobody going after, Jared and Ivanka, which fair question, frankly. But I want to take a look at him. He apparently has indicated that he is pleading not guilty. These are to the gun charges. And he is suing the IRS because he said that they released personal information when they should not have, personal tax information. I guess that is anticipating that they're also going to come after him for the taxes that, were paid late. I mean, this really is, um, well, not to use a common phrase, but I gotta say, it feels a little bit like a witch hunt. So not only am I curious about Hunter Biden and how he's doing, but I'm actually curious about the prosecutor who I think's name is Weiss, Weiss, I think. Um, I want to take a look and see what's going on with him because, of course, when Biden took over as president, he could have removed the prosecutor who was investigating Hunter because his investigation's been going on for like 5 years or something, right? But he chose not to because that's a Biden thing to do, right? He just wants things to unfold as they're supposed to unfold, recognizing, unlike his predecessor, that the presidency does not interfere with the Department of Justice. So I want to take a look at that and see how that's going to unfold a little bit. Thank you so much for your question. Please continue for right now to put them into the comment section below. At some point, we may look at having them in the community page only because that's going to make it a little bit easier for the amazing Joyce, who is tracking this stuff and sending it to me. One quick note. So don't forget, please, yes, no pendulum questions in the comment section. Quick note though, going through them, I'm noticing that we're getting sort of some very personal questions like, will I get a job or will I? This isn't the appropriate forum for me to answer that. First of all, I just can't tap into random energy like that. I need a little bit more of a connection. So if you have those kinds of questions, that is why I offer private readings. And if it's just simply a yes no question, there are times where I'm able to just answer it, but it needs to come through an email. So if you're looking for a private reading, it is soulprint888@gmail.com. All right, here we go. And my Twyla's running around here, the little black cat. So if you see her, she's decided to, perhaps play a cameo. All right, here we go. Let's focus in on Hunter Biden and see what is going on there. They had that deal and they got to court and then it all fell apart. And I don't know, man, there's crazy stuff going on. So let's take a quick peek and see what we can find out. Here we go. I can't help but feel that Hunter is being hunted. I really can't help but feel that. Here we go. Um, Hunter Biden legal, Hunter Biden legal, Hunter Biden legal. Okay, so He's starting off with the Three of Swords. Okay, so this is difficult for him, right? I mean, not like the guy hasn't been through enough with a significant addiction that he has overcome. But this is a hard thing. It's hard for the Biden family. It is hard for the Hunter Biden family. But he is not going to buckle or surrender. He is up for this fight. And he has every intention of coming out of it victorious. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know that he's just it's going to be a clean slate, but he definitely is going in with the right attitude. This is what concerns me, however. He has the judgment card, which is kind of to be expected, right? I mean, court proceedings. But the one that follows it is the King of Pentacles, who, for the most part, is very often representing Trump, the greedy king. And so it concerns me that there may be some energy around this that has actually more to do with the greedy king versus the King of Swords, which would be, justice and the rule of law and that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that he didn't do something wrong. He did. But people, smart people who know the legal system are saying that it is outrageous the way he's being charged. That just would not happen for a average, typical, normal person. He has paid back the taxes, and apparently he only had the gun for like a half a dozen days or a dozen days or something. So this really does feel like there is a little bit of a um it's not necessarily excuse me, it's not necessarily that somebody is trying to please the greedy king, but it definitely feels like there is kind of a little bit of a Republican push behind it. And I'm not loving that. Now, this is going to go to court. I don't see that this is going to settle. It feels like this is going to start moving through the system. Let's send Hunter some love and some light and some energy, but he's up for the fight. He's sort of done with a lot of what is swirling around, not only swirling around himself, but frankly swirling around his family. His dad's been in politics his whole life, Biden's Hunter's whole life, and he knows how the game is played. And what he is seeing now is just not the way the game has been played for forever. Okay, he is well aware that this has become something other than normal, typical politics. And as we all know, that has come into play and then been amplified by what is going on in the Republican Party. And of course, that has to do with kind of the descent into insanity that this former guy has released on the United States. And listen, he couldn't have gotten away with it if the Republicans had discovered somewhere along the way they had a spine, but they chose not to because they are being power hungry. And that is sad, but that is the state of affairs. Okay, but Biden's up for the fight. Don't you kid yourself. I'm liking this though, the death card here, because it really does feel like in some ways this may very well shed some light on the injustices almost. And it's not only about, you know, Biden being treated unfairly because of who his father is, but it has more to do with the fact that there are a lot of corrections course corrections that need to take place within the justice system writ large. And that's one of the things I think that we are noticing, or it's being brought to the fore, frankly, with all of the legalities around, January 6th and Mar-a-Lago, et cetera, is that we're really starting to see that discrepancy between what the average person can do and afford within the legal system and what people of privilege can do and afford. And I think in some ways that may allow for a revisiting of just exactly how blind justice is. And there, it feels as if this is another opportunity, and that's all the legal stuff that's going around really is about presenting an opportunity for things to be reviewed, overhauled, etc. Ultimately, it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a back and forth, up and down, a little bit of a juggle. This is not going to be a cakewalk. They're going after him. But when it comes right down to it, I think part of what you're going to see is a real sense of almost vindictiveness connected to this. And that's where it feels like kind of the average person is going to say, you know what, kind of enough. Like this just isn't right. But here we have the nine of wands, and that really does feel like he's up for the battle. He may come out of it so battle worn, a little scarred, but ultimately he is going to come out of this. I'm just going to energetically ask if Hunter Biden is actually going to see jail time, and what kind of an answer am I getting for that? No. No. Okay, so but that doesn't mean he won't have probation. It doesn't like right now it's a little hard to know, but it definitely feels like there's going to be, I'm getting a guilty verdict, but a very lenient punishment. Because really, everything he's been charged with has already been corrected. There's already been restitution and payback. So it seems a little bit disingenuous to go after him and throw a book at him when in fact um, there's a lot of that kind of thing going around that really doesn't end up in the court system, right? Prosecutors wouldn't go after somebody for that, particularly given the fact that it's been course corrected already over time. He paid the tax, he doesn't have the gun anymore, etc. All right, so that's kind of what I know for now. Please keep your pendulum questions coming in. And thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye bye.